Da-da-da. Hopefully, you guys will be able to hear me. Hello! I think I'm live. If you can hear me, if you can see me, if you're with me, then say hello and let me know that you can hear me okay and that you can see me okay. So I've got a few people joining me already. Hi, hello. I've got Grand Prix me, Yosef, Satahan. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Hello, hi, hello in Mexico, hello in Chile. Okay guys, just let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me all right. Yes, some of you are saying yes, it's okay. Good to see you. Good to see you guys too. Thank you for joining me. Okay, I have spent hours trying to sort out the software to live broadcast to you. Hopefully today we'll have no problems. It will have a decent picture, it won't break up, and it won't stop unexpectedly. So hello, those of you who already know me, nice to see you. And those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna, and this is my 4th attempt at a live broadcast here on YouTube. So today I want to try doing a informal chat session. If we like this, then we'll carry on doing this every Friday. So I just want to talk to you today about appearance and how we describe a person's appearance. So what I want you to do, just as a start point, is I want you to tell me where you're watching from, which country are you in, and I want you to, in 3 lines maximum, describe your appearance. So in 3 lines, I want you to describe your appearance. And I'm going to have a read of some of them and see if we can get the conversation started. So how would you describe your appearance? By appearance, I mean the way you look, the hair colour and style, what colour eyes you have, what type of build you have, as in body type, how tall you are, any distinguishing features that you have. Maybe you have a tattoo or a scar that's visible. Yes, maybe you're well dressed, that would come under appearance. Are you someone who's well dressed? Are you quite muscly? So I want you to describe in no more than 3 lines your general appearance, and I'll read them out here now. I'll correct you if you make any mistakes, and we'll start talking about appearance. Okay, so who's with me? Let's have a look. Wow, lots of messages already. So hello in Brazil, hello to Mexico, hello in Algeria, hello in Russia, hello in India, hola in España, who else have I got? Egypt, hello in Egypt. More people in Brazil, hello in Nepal. Okay, hello in Peru, hello in Iran. Fabulous. Okay, so some of you are now sending me your descriptions of your appearance. So let's have a read. So I have Domenico has just written 4 words. He said, bald, fat and ugly. I'm sure that's not true. We have a saying in the UK. It goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And this means that the measure of your beauty, how beautiful you are, is dependent on who's looking. So, some people would look at me and say, you're beautiful. But other people look at me and say, you're ugly. So some people think I'm beautiful, some people think I'm ugly. It all depends on who's looking. So I wouldn't describe yourself as ugly. I'm sure you're not ugly. What I'd like you to do, rather than just giving me words, bald, fat and ugly, I would rather you say, I am, and give me the full sentence, so then I can help you with your grammar. So tell me what you are. What is your appearance? Okay, who else has given me a description? I've got Azot has said middle height, normal. Again, if you can give me a full sentence, that would help to give some context. The word normal, normal what? Normal build? Normal height? What is normal? Normal doesn't really describe anything because we have nothing to measure it against. So you need to give me more description and give me a full sentence so I have the context. If you're talking about height, you've said middle height, but we wouldn't use that word to describe height. If we're talking about an average height, that's what we'd say. He was of average height. So not middle height, average height. If someone is very high, we call them tall, average height, and short. Tall, average height, short. Okay, what else do we have? Edgar said tall, brown eyes and thin. So you should say I am tall, I have brown eyes and I am thin. Or you would say I am tall and thin and I have brown eyes. Good. Caleb has said I can describe it in one word. Awesome. What are you describing, Caleb? You've said I can describe it in one word. Are you talking about the video? Or is that to describe your appearance? Because if you're describing your appearance, you would say, I can describe myself in one word, awesome. Okay? Hello in Taiwan. Hello in Algeria. Hello, Rami. Okay, so Rami, hello. Thank you for joining me again. You've said, I'm tall and slim. I have brown eyes and black hair. So, you've said, I have brown eyes. Now, the article would only be used for a singular noun. It certainly wouldn't be used for the word eyes, which is plural. So we don't need an article for that at all. You just say, I have brown eyes. If you're talking about one eye, you would say, I have a brown eye. And maybe you have a blue eye. Some people do have one brown eye, one blue eye. In that case, you could say, I have a brown eye and I have a blue eye. But because you have two brown eyes, we don't use the article. But otherwise, very good. Hello, Jacob in Turkey. And Azat's also in Turkey. Grand Prix Me, you've described yourself as handsome, tall, and middle-aged. So, when we're talking about ourselves, or anybody else really, we say middle-aged with a D on the end. He is middle-aged. She is middle-aged. I am middle-aged. I feel middle-aged. Okay, so always with a D on the end. Hello in Peru. All right. Hippolyto has said, hello, I am middle height. I am middle height man with brown eyes. You should say I am a, because you're using the noun man. I am a. Actually, no. So we change the word middle for average because we've already learned that when we're talking about a middle height, we use average height. So what you would say instead of a is an, because the next word starts with a vowel. I am... No, you wouldn't. Ignore that. You would say I am of average height. Interesting. I hadn't even thought about that before. You would say I am of average height. Or you would say I am a man of average height. So you'd switch the sentence structure around. I am a man of average height with brown eyes. My hair is brown too. Good. Otherwise everything is great. Hello in Sweden. Hello in Turkey. JCR 1138 says, I'm 1.72 meters tall. I got dark brown hair. That should be I have. I have got. You can say I have got, or I have is a cleaner way to write it. I have dark brown hair. And beard. So put the word and in there. I'm wearing a colourful t-shirt, jeans and trainers. Excellent. Very good. Adriano says, Brazil loves you. I love Brazil. Okay, so Parache, the curious, says, hello, I am a shortish guy from India. Good. When we add is, shortish, ish onto the end of a word, like tall-ish, short-ish, what else could you say? Attractive-ish. We use this ish to mean a little bit. So not completely, but a little bit. You might say, if something interests you, but not a lot, you might say, I find it interesting-ish. Then that just means kind of, a little bit. So you're saying you're a little bit short. Good. Okay, so we've got Sakin in Azerbaijan. That's so hard to say. Archam says, describes himself, millionaire, playboy and philanthropist. That's a mouthful. Goodness me. That's an incredible way to describe yourself. Hello in Thailand. Nini, hi, how are you? You say, I have long hair and black hair. You don't need to say it twice. So you wouldn't say hair twice. You would say, I have long black hair. In that order as well. So it has to be long black hair. You wouldn't say black long hair, but long black hair. Fabulous. Oh, we've got some people in Italy here. And in Indonesia. Joel actually has said he's of medium height. And I think you've misspelt the word proportion here. So he said, Joel has says, medium height, well proportioned is what you should say. Well proportioned, which means everything is the right size. Good size legs to the size of your body and the size of your head. And the, like length of arms is average. Well proportioned. Medium height. You can say medium height. So medium height or average height. Just don't say middle height. Hello in Uruguay. Julio in Uruguay. Oh, JCR, your name is Jamie. Great. Hi, Jamie. Who else do we have here? Okay, so Aries, or is it Aries? Aries has said, I'm from Indonesia. I look manly. I've got brown eyes and oval face. Very good. You should say, I've got brown eyes and an oval face. And, because you're saying face, noun, singular, needs an article, and an oval face. But otherwise, very good. What is going on? Parache the Curious says, no one says you are ugly. They really do. I promise you, I get messages on a regular basis, usually on YouTube, saying, you are ugly. Which is fine. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, and I'm not here to try and look beautiful and any of that stuff. I'm just here to help you guys. Okay. Jacob said, can you tell me the way to get English girls? I don't know. You have to be nice, I guess. How do you get any girl? I don't think it differs from country to country too much. I think you just have to be nice. Okay, we have Hola from Argentina. Nicholas. Nice. I've just been to Argentina, Nicholas. I don't know if you know that, but I loved it. You say, I am slim and tall with brown eyes and hair. You might want to say, I'm slim and tall, or I'm tall and slim. I put it in that order. I'm tall and slim with brown eyes and brown hair. I would say brown twice because it might be that you're saying, I've got brown eyes and hair. I have hair, so you're not bald. I mean, I kind of get it. I understand what you mean. But I would say brown hair and brown eyes, or brown eyes and brown hair. Okay, so Ali from Iran who says, I'm tall, thin, with a teenage moustache and not really hot. With a teenage moustache, not really hot. I mean, grammatically that's fine. You're tall, thin, with a teenage moustache and not really hot. Not very hot, I think, is a better word to use. But makes sense. Fine. I'm sure you're very attractive with your teenage moustache. So Adriano says, so I'm 6. You're 6? 6 years old? On YouTube? Watching an English lesson? Okay. Brown eyes. Eyes is spelt incorrectly. It should be E-Y-E-S. And skinny. 2 N's in skinny. 2 N's. And use the word and in the middle. When you're writing a list, you can list the words with a comma in between each word, but between the last word and the penultimate word, which is the word just before the last word, you must write and. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? My height is 5'6". That's Edgar. Excellent. I'm 5'6" too. You're the same height as me. Agatha says, I'm young, slim girl. If you're using the word girl, you need a or the, so you need an article. In this case, you'd say, I'm a young, slim girl with fair, dyed hair, pale complexion, and average height. Average and height, you must change the first A to an E. And then that's perfect. Well done. Okay, oh, interesting. Barkata has said, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, Barkta says just blunt hair. I wouldn't describe someone's hair as blunt. You could describe a cut. If you've had a haircut and it's very, very, very blunt here, if they've got a definite edge to their hair, it's very harsh, I would call that a blunt haircut. My hair is cut quite blunt. But I wouldn't just say I have blunt hair. So I've got short hair. Okay, Amal from Somalia. I have brown eyes, black hair. Remember what I said about lists? So it'd be I have brown eyes and black hair. Like me. Oh, someone's asking me to repeat the expression that I said. What did I say? Beauty is in the eye. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I am going to get a whiteboard. I promise. I'm very poor at the moment. I have no spare money. So I can't afford a whiteboard just yet. But I'm hoping that in a few weeks maybe, when I've done some teaching or something, I might be able to get one. So I promise you, I will get a whiteboard so I can write these things down for you. So bear with me. Okay, Benjamin has said, I am thin and have dark brown eyes. Very good. Okay. I'm just looking at the time here, guys. So it's 5:05. And some of you may be aware that I have a website called englishlikeanative.me. And I promised, or announced rather, I announced that Michael, who is from the website Study English Anywhere, which offers really great courses, English courses, he is on my website right now, hopefully, doing some question and answers. So he's there taking questions from what's happening. If you're not already aware of the website, then it's just a social media platform. It's just a place for people a paid membership for that. You can sign up as a casual member and just go in there. So Michael will know when you can log on, speak to Michael. He's a very good English teacher. He's very happy to help. He's very generous. So do go and sign up there. Also check out his website, Study English. And on there now, he's answering questions. That's great. So I'll leave him to it. Well done, Michael. Okay, so let's have a look at some more of your... Oh, have I lost you? Have I lost you? No. You still there? Are you still there? If you can still see me and hear me, please say yes. Okay, I hope I'm live again. I don't know if I am. Okay, I just switched off my stream and started again. Can you see me now? Are you with me now? Hopefully you are. Okay. All right, I'm going to carry on. Yes, you're live. Great. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, this live streaming thing is very stressful. Okay, so, great. Yes. So the quote that I gave you earlier has been posted. And I've just reposted it here as well. Great, okay. So, so beauty is in the eye of the beholder was the quote I gave earlier. I forget that I can type in at the same time. Okay, so let's have a look at some more of your comments. I don't know where I was up to, and you've left a lot of comments, so let me just scroll back a little bit. Okay, so Caleb. Oh no, so... Okay, so Hussein, you say, you've just written 26Y. I think you mean you're 26 years old. What we say I'm 26 years old, but if you're writing it, you would write YRS. And then the word old normally. I'm 26 years old. 8.1 meters in height. I weigh, so you need to write all these words in. I weigh 82 kilograms. I am a PhD student. I'm white with dark hair and green eyes. So try not to just write a list of words. Try to actually write a sentence. Azot says, I think I'm a good-looking person like others and of average height. Brown eyes. Remember you put and or with brown eyes. Good. There's someone here whose name's written in characters, and so I can't read it, I'm afraid, so I don't know who you are, but you've said, I have black eyes and hair. Great. Caleb, you said, I'm Egyptian guy. I'm an Egyptian guy. Have a dream to live and study master in London. So I'm an Egyptian guy. You'd have to say I again. I have a dream to live and study a master's with an S on the end. So you'd have to say a master's because that's a degree. It's a noun. A master's in London and work for some years there. I'm 1.78 centimeters tall. I have 1.78 meters. I have brown eyes and muscles as well, so you've put an and there. Great. Just to talk to you about height, in the UK we don't do it in centimetres. I think it's very different to the rest of the world because everywhere else I go they seem to do it differently. We do it in feet and inches, so I'm 5'6". I don't know if they do that in your country, but in the UK we talk about it in feet and inches. And when we weigh ourselves, we talk about weight in stones. So I'm 9 stone 5. No, I'm not. I'm 9 stone 7 at the moment because I keep eating biscuits. But yes, we do it in stones and pounds. Okay, so let's have a look at some more of your messages. So Benjamin's asked, is it correct to say black eyes or dark eyes? It's an interesting question. Neither of them are incorrect because if your eyes are black, then they're black. So it's not incorrect to say I have black eyes. It's not typical, especially in the UK, I haven't really come across anybody who's described their eyes as black because most people don't have very, very dark eyes in the UK. We normally have green or blue or brown, but you can say both, black eyes or brown eyes. Let's have a look at someone I haven't read out a message for. So Andrea says, hi, I'm pretty tall and slim. Do you mean I'm pretty, as in you look attractive, tall and slim, or do you mean I'm pretty tall? Sometimes the word pretty is used to mean very. So you'd say I'm pretty tall, meaning I'm very tall. Or I'm pretty excited, it means I'm very excited. it's a good one you brought up there, Andrea. So I think you mean you're rather tall. You're very tall. So I'm pretty tall and slim. I have brown eyes and black wavy hair. Beautiful. Very good. So Azot says, Anna, I have something to ask you. When non-native speakers like me try to sound like a native, you native speakers find it weird? So that should be, do you native speakers find it weird? Do we find it weird? No. I think you shouldn't worry about what we think about you in terms of your speaking and your accent. The closer you can sound to a native, the better it will be, because we will find it easier to relate to you, we'll find it easier to understand you. But you shouldn't be nervous about being laughed at or being judged. We appreciate how much effort you're making just by having the basic English understanding. So anyone who can speak a basic level of English or more, if you can speak English fluently, conversationally, I think it's impressive. I can't speak any language to a high level other than my own language. And so I'm always impressed when somebody else can speak a second language to a high level and communicate with natives. So you should be proud of that and not worry about what people think. And the answer is no, we don't find it weird. Okay, Ramsey says, say something with a Cockney accent. All right, my geezer, how you going? What's going on? I'm having a cup of tea, having a bubble, watching you guys, talking to you guys. It's not a very good Cockney accent. Don't make me do accents, guys. It's just embarrassing. Okay, so Ahmed. Let's go back to descriptions. Ahmed says, I'm tall, in shape. So to be in shape is to be fit and healthy. Great. We should all try to be in good shape. If you're unhealthy, maybe you're a bit fat or you're unfit, then you would say, I'm out of shape. We use that phrase a lot. I'm out of shape at the moment. Okay, so remember that one. I'm in shape, I'm in good shape, or I'm out of shape. So Ahmed says, I'm tall, in shape, and some people say I'm cute. Ooh. I have dark eyes and black hair. I found it so awkward to describe myself. And then you've said, isn't it, with a question mark. What you should have said at the end there, that was a great description, Ahmed, well done. But that last sentence you should have said, because you're asking a question, you should have said, it's hard to describe yourself, isn't it? It's hard to describe yourself, isn't it? Now, this brings me to another interesting issue. When you're asking that question at the end, isn't it? When you're asking people to agree with you, doesn't it? Isn't it? Shouldn't it? You can take your cue from the beginning of the sentence. I might be confusing you here, but if the question starts with, if the statement starts with, it is, the end, the confirmation question will be, isn't it? So if I say, it is very hot today, isn't it? It is very hot today, isn't it? If I say, it doesn't work like that, it does not work like that, the ending would be not isn't it, it would be does it. It does not, does it. So you take the cue from earlier in the statement. It does not work like that, does it? It doesn't work like that, does it? You haven't brushed your teeth, have you? You haven't brushed your teeth, have you? You didn't do your homework, did you? See, there's a trick that can help you with those confirming questions that we often put on the end. I hope that made sense. Sorry. Sometimes I'm not very good at explaining things without pre-planning. Okay, let's have a look at some more comments. Okay, Caleb said, I'm saying his name wrong. I'm mispronouncing it. I'm very sorry. If you wrote it in phonetics or you try to write it how I'd say it, then I might be able to get it, but I'm not sure how it's supposed to sound. Okay, so Ramash Kanati has said, hello Anna, I like your braid. Thank you very much. This is called a braid. We also, and more often in the UK, call it a plait. I plait my hair. I have a plait in my hair. So it's a noun, a plait, and it's a verb, to plait. I am plaiting. The same with braid actually. A braid, the noun, and the verb to braid. I'm braiding my hair. Thanks. Caleb's saying he hears an echo. Does anyone else hear an echo? Anybody else hear an echo? Let me have a listen. Hello. Okay, let me see if I can... Can you hear an echo now? If you can hear an echo now, just say, now I don't hear the echo, or now I do hear an echo. Can you hear an echo now? If you can hear an echo, okay, yeah, I think that's better. Just say, now I don't hear the echo, or now okay. I do hear the echo. Good, okay, carry on. The beauty of live broadcasting. Let me scroll back a little bit more. I can't stay on for too much longer, but I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys are too. I don't want to bore anybody, but let me keep answering your questions. So many questions. Okay. I don't know where I was up to with the comments. Augustine in Uruguay, you say, I've got brown eyes and dark hair. I'm a slim guy. Good, you use the article. I'm a slim guy. Well done. But unfortunately not so tall. Ha ha ha. I'm 1m72. I'm 1m72 tall. Great. Good. Really nice. Really nice description. Well written. Muhammad Ali says, I am a beautiful boy and I like you. Oh, well, thank you very much. Beautiful is spelt with an E, not an A. Beautiful. Oh, and you said beautifully. Just beautiful, no Y. Thiago, watch her other channel where she gives some crazy pirouettes. Do I do pirouettes? Do you mean gymnastics? I think what Thiago is referring to is my gymnastics on my other channel. So I have two other channels, you may be aware or not. One is called, it's got a new name. I changed the name yesterday. One's called Anna's Big Adventure, and it's all the adventures that I go on, because I try and do lots of sports and travel and things. And I have some gymnastic videos on there. And I also have a singing education. So if any of you like singing, then you can go and take some singing exercises, get some singing advice, and have some backing tracks and stuff like that. And that's on Verba Vocal Technique. The links to these channels are always in the descriptions of these videos. Okay, so I've got Caleb Sarta says, hi Anna. It's Anna with an A, not an H, but hi. I really do appreciate your working hard to help us speak properly, but I find it difficult to understand some accents. That means to me disappointed. The sentence doesn't quite make sense. I find it difficult to understand some accents, which leaves me feeling disappointed. There are many accents in the UK, many regional accents that can be quite difficult to understand sometimes. Don't worry. The more you practice your listening, so listening to podcasts, radio programs, television, movies, the more you'll find it, the easier you'll find it to understand all sorts of natives with all sorts of accents. To be fair, sometimes I will meet an English-speaking native and I don't understand them. It's sometimes it's just down to the individual. So sometimes people just don't speak very well. So don't get disappointed, don't get disheartened. Keep going, and eventually you'll understand most people. Nini, good night. It's very late in Thailand, so if you're in Thailand and you're still with me, wow, thanks for staying up, but don't let me keep you up. And if you're going to bed, good night, goodbye. Minakesh in India. I can read, write and understand English, but it's very hard for me to speak English. I cannot answer in English very fast. What should I do? Just practice. The more you practice, the faster you'll think. The faster those answers will come to you. Most people find it hard to speak in a different language, and that's because they're frightened to practice. You just have to keep going. Keep practicing. I'm just going to check in on my website to see how Michael's getting on. So if you've only just joined into the live broadcast, Michael is an English teacher from Study English Anywhere, and he's doing a live Q&A on my website, englishlikeanative.me. And he's answering questions. So I'm just going to say, hi guys, I am live on YouTube right now talking about this live Q&A session. How is it going? Let's see how they're getting on. Okay, so I'm going to carry on here. Okay, I'm going to take just a few more questions and do a few more comment readouts, and then I'll wrap up. Someone says your accent sounds posh, doesn't it? I guess some people would say my accent is posh, but it's not too posh. If I was to speak really posh, I would talk like this. This is me being a caricature of a posh person. I think I speak well. I wouldn't say I speak posh. What else do we have? Anna, I really understand most of the different accents. I don't have a problem with that, but my only problem is with speaking somehow. Like I said before, speaking is the most frightening part of learning a language. Having to actually communicate with somebody, knowing that you don't have all the words or the grammar. We find it scary because we're not able to communicate on the level that we want to. So you have to try and forget about your fear and just keep speaking, keep practicing like a child would. When a child learns a language, they're not frightened because they don't know any better. And no one's going to get angry with you for trying. No one's going to laugh at you for trying. So you just have to keep practicing. Okay, oh, Dennis said it's midnight in Vietnam. Well, you should go to bed. How to lose my accent? How to lose my accent when I speak English? You have to make sure that the examples that you're listening to are of the accent you want to learn. So if you want to learn American English, then make sure you're listening to American English resources. If you want to learn British English, then listen to me and listen to other English teachers like English with Lucy, Ali at Papa English. Who else? Well, you've got Michael. Michael's got, I think, a London accent. You've got Michael at Study English Anywhere. There's lots of British English teachers. I also have a course if you are really keen to have a standard English accent. I have a thorough pronunciation course, and that's available on the website www.britishenglishpro.com. britishenglishpro.com, and I think that's linked in the description box below. So yes, that's all you have to do. Take the good examples and hold on to them. Hola, Jonathan. So Kitty has asked, how do you pronounce Kitty? I don't know what this word is. I think you've asked this before, but I don't know the word. Can you send me a definition or something? Hello in Tunisia. One chap, I can't pronounce your name, Satrahan, has said, guys, we should create a WhatsApp group. Anna, please suggest it. It would be better. Yeah, I mean, guys, if you want to set up a WhatsApp group for you guys to chat, that'd be good. I have my own WhatsApp group for English learners, and I think we have about 12 members on there, and that's for my gold members. So they pay me on a monthly basis, or some pay for the year. It's not very much, and for that they get access to me every day on WhatsApp. We exchange messages and voice messages, and they have 10 minutes on a private one-to-one call with a native speaker every week. So if you want to be on that WhatsApp group, then all you have to do is go to the website englishlikeanative.me and look at the gold membership options. Once you sign up as a gold member, I'll add you to the Skype and WhatsApp group. Okay? But if you want to set up your own WhatsApp group, then feel free to do that. Okay. So Franz, I have an Australian friend and I find it very hard to understand a word he says when we talk. It's like a totally different English. Australian, actually, if you can understand Cockneys, so Londoners, then you'd probably be able to understand Australians. Their accents are similar. They have a rising intonation as well in Australia. So Edgar said, Anna, can you please make a lesson of reported speech, please? What do you mean reported speech? Do you mean received pronunciation? Okay, so this has just turned into a general question and answer session. We've moved away from descriptions. Okay, I'm going to wrap up now, guys. I just want to see if there's anything I've missed. Okay, so just covering general appearance. So just a few words that you might use to describe somebody. All right, so we're just going to go through a little bit of vocabulary. So if you're generally describing someone's appearance and they look good, you think they're nice to look at, you could say that they are attractive. You could say they are good looking. He's a good looking man. She's a good looking girl. They are good looking children. You could use the word beautiful, which is always a nice word to hear. Or handsome. These are lovely words. You could say someone is lovely looking. Or you look lovely. You could say that someone is pretty. That's normally used for a girl. You could say that someone is cute or nice. Nice looking. Just so you know, the word handsome is generally only used for a man. So you could say that man is handsome, but you wouldn't say the girl is handsome, a handsome girl. You wouldn't say that. You could say that someone looks plain if you don't think they're that attractive, but they're not unattractive. You could say average looking or plain looking. And that's plain spelt P-L-A-I-N. You could say that someone is homely. This would suggest to me they're a little bit fat. Just a little bit. Like not too skinny but not overweight. Just a little bit. Cuddly is what I would call it. Someone who's nice to cuddle. To cuddle is to hug and hold on to somebody. If you don't find someone attractive, you could say that they are unattractive or ugly. You could refer to the way they're dressed. You could say that they're well dressed or nicely dressed. You could say that they're elegant. If they dress nicely, you could say they're elegant. Sylvia has said chubby. Yes, chubby is another word to describe someone who's got a bit of weight on them. But they're not huge, they're just a bit overweight. So you call them chubby. You might say someone has a chubby face. Sorry, I'm just looking now quickly at my website again to see if people are still there. You might say someone has a chubby face. So someone could have a chubby face. If someone is fat, then you could say they're fat. They've got a lot of weight on them. You could say that someone is obese if they're really big. You could say they're big. You could just call them a big person. I might describe a guy as... so meet David. He's a big, dark-haired, tanned man. But big can describe someone's height as well as their build, as well as meaning overweight. So it's difficult. Big isn't really specific, so you have to be careful how you use it. Because I could refer to someone as big just meaning they're tall, but they could be skinny. Or I could say a guy is big meaning he's muscly. So that could be quite a confusing word to use. If someone is quite muscly, you could say that they've got an athletic build. Athletic. Make sure you get that TH tongue out. Athletic. Athletic. You could say that they have a heavy build if they're big. Or thick set is a good one. She's thick set. I mean, you've got like big shoulders and just bigger boned. Thick set. If somebody is slimmer, then we refer to them as thin or slim. If they're really, really slim, we'd say they're skinny. Skinny has negative connotations though. Skinny, I don't mind being called slim or someone saying I look thin, but I don't like being called skinny. I'm not skinny anyway, but if someone says you look skinny, I think that's a bad thing. To be skinny is almost to be underweight, like your bones are showing. It's better to be slim or toned. So if you have muscles but they're not like big muscles. They're just like, you know, nice little muscles, like my muscles. You would say toned. You're toned. Thomas has said, what about sick? I've heard people use this several times when talking about appearance. You'd say something. So these days, young people say that something is sick, meaning it's really cool, it's really great. Like, oh, that film was sick, man. Or if someone does a backward somersault, suddenly then you might hear people go, whoa, that was sick. But I wouldn't use it to describe someone's appearance unless they look like they're throwing up or they look really ill. Then I might say, no, I wouldn't. I would say they look sick, but I wouldn't say that girl is sick. To describe their appearance, it would describe their health. Does that make sense? So, long story short, sick doesn't really describe someone's appearance, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, that threw me. How do you call a man with wide shoulders but skinny legs? There's not a specific word for that kind of person. You just say they've got broad shoulders, but they have skinny legs. Saber Charming says, what about a ripped physique? Yes, if somebody is really muscly, you could say they're ripped. Ripped. Did I miss anything out? Oh, a word I missed earlier for describing someone who's fat is the word plump. That's a good word. It doesn't describe someone fat, just someone who's got a bit more weight on them. They're not slim, they're not obese, they're not huge, they're plump. A little bit fat. Okay, what else? Oh, if somebody is really, really slim, really skinny, and maybe they have bad posture, and they look like they would break if they fell over, you might call them feeble. So sometimes we describe old people as feeble. You might say a feeble old man. Oh, a feeble old man. So, let's move on to hair. Obviously, we know about having dark hair or light hair. We have different coloured hair. We have blonde hair, brown hair, red hair. Someone might also have fair hair. We use fair to mean light, a lighter colour. If you're old, you might have grey hair. I have a few grey hairs, so I have to dye my hair to cover up the grey hairs. But you can also just say that a dark-haired person is a brunette. So I am a brunette because I have dark hair. So I am a brunette. Now the opposite to that is to have blonde hair, and you would just say I am a blonde. I'm a blonde. She's a blonde. She's blonde. She's brunette. But we don't have single words like that to describe. We wouldn't say she's a grey. We wouldn't say that. Or he's a red. What we would say if you have red hair is you're a red head. So if I had red hair, I would be a redhead. I'm a redhead. But I'm not. I'm a brunette. Have a look. What to say? So if I had red hair, I would be a redhead. I'm a redhead. But I'm not. I'm a brunette. Okay. Anything else about hair that we should say? Sometimes we say shoulder length hair when we're talking about length. You might say I've got long hair, short hair, medium length hair, but most of the time, if your hair's up to here, you'd say I have shoulder length hair. shoulder length hair.
So I've got long hair, short hair, medium length hair. But most of the time, hairs up
If somebody has no hair, they are bald. Or if they have some hair, but they're going bald, then you might say that they're thinning. His hair is thinning, or he's going bald.
If they have some hair, but they're going bald, then you might say that they're...
Sometimes we refer to our hair as silky. If it has the shine and it looks really smooth, then you say silky. Because so I could say I've got silky dark hair, and it smells lovely too, because I've washed it. And then obviously you might talk about facial hair, moustache, beard. If your beard is very short, so you've only got a little bit of hair, that's called stubble. And if you have a beard that's just around the front here, but you cut it here and here, so you only have this bit of a beard, that's called a goatee. A goatee. Oh, Sylvia said a good one. Sylvia, you're on it today. You said a receding hairline or receding hair. So if you're going bald from the front and it's going back and back and back, then that's having a receding hairline. So my boss has a receding hairline. My dad is receding, and we know that means the hair. Someone's asked, good question, this is Oasis, OAS, is ginger polite? So sometimes we call redheads ginger, you say she's ginger. Now, we use the word ginger a lot. You say, oh, I'm a ginger, she's a ginger. But then also, from a very early age, people with red hair are bullied, and usually the word that is used when they're being bullied is ginger. So ginger is used in a negative way to bully people with red hair, but it's also used in a light-hearted way. So to be safe, I would suggest that you don't use the word ginger, just in case it offends somebody. Some people don't mind, some people are very offended if you call them ginger. So know that ginger means redhead, but try not to use it, just to be safe. Okay.
Some people are very offended if you call them ginger. So know that ginger means redhead, but try not to use it, just to be safe.
Okay, so carrying on, obviously eyes, we have blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, dark eyes. Sometimes you might refer to eyes being hazel coloured, which I think is a cross between like green and brown. Sometimes we say two colours, so you might say greeny blue, or bluey brown. You wouldn't have bluey brown eyes. Forget that last comment, that was ridiculous. But you might have greyish blue, dark grey. So we might put two words together to describe the eyes. You might have greyish blue. Just trying to think if there's anything else. You might say whether or not someone wears glasses, or maybe they don't, maybe they wear contact lenses. When we're talking about people's age, someone's either young, middle-aged, remember that's the D on the end, elderly, so we talk about the elderly. So if I'm talking about my grandma, I'll say my grandma is an elderly lady, but she's very strong, she's not feeble, but she is an elderly lady. You might just call someone old.
She's very strong, she's not feeble, but she is an elderly lady.
Good, okay, I think that just about covers everything. Are there any comments that I can respond to here now before I go? Um, Antonio, it's not red-headed. You just say redhead. She's a redhead. He's a redhead. I'm a redhead. You wouldn't say red-headed. A red-headed boy. A redhead boy. Oh, that's interesting. Would you say a red-headed boy? There's a redhead boy. I'm not sure about that one. Generally, when we're just talking, he is, she is, I am, we'd say redhead. Or red hair. What time is it now in England? It is nearly 6 o'clock here in England. 6 o'clock in the evening, so nearly dinner time.
What time is it now in England? It is nearly 6 o'clock.
Let me see, before I leave, if Michael is still online. So I've noticed a few grammar questions popping up. The best person to ask things like that is Michael from Study English Anywhere, and he has been live answering these kind of questions on my website. He's still there. So he's still there on my website now. So those of you with English grammar questions, head over to englishlikeanative.me and catch Michael before he leaves and ask him your English grammar questions, because he's better placed to answer. He knows grammar inside out. So he's the best person to ask. So go over there now, because I'm about to close this down. Now, some people are being very unkind on the messages. Nasty Waldo. Who are you? Are you talking? Goodness me. Some terrible words coming out here. Well, I'm sorry, Nasty Waldo, but you're going to get blocked and removed. We don't have words like that appearing on my channel. Thank you very much. Sorry about that if you saw those horrible comments and those nasty swear words. Yes, I don't accept that kind of behaviour, so he's now gone. Nasty Waldo was very nasty, and he's been rejected and ejected. Okay. Oh, I've got people in from Colombia. So I am going to wrap it up now, but I'll just finish off here. So try to hold off on your questions now, because I am going to close, and I don't like to leave anyone unanswered. Malika says, forms of noses. Yes, someone can have a big nose or a small nose. We sometimes say a ski slope nose, a slopey nose, when your nose kind of does this. Or they might have you might say a skinny nose, a long or short nose. Yeah, there's lots of ways to describe it. You might have a fat nose. Someone might have a fat nose or a broken nose. If, like a boxer will normally have a crooked nose, we could say that they look like they've got a broken nose.
If, like a boxer will normally have a crooked nose, we could say that they look like they've got a broken nose.
So if someone's got white hair, yeah, we'll say white hair. If it's completely white. If it's like a little bit white, then it's grey. And notice the difference in spelling between American and British. Americans say grey with an A in the middle, and English is with an E. Yeah, Caleb is saying, wow, such a long lesson. Such a long lesson. Not so long lesson. Such a long live lesson. Yes, I know. I've been on for an hour. It's because you all asked so many questions.
Wow, such a long lesson. Such a long lesson.
So, Charming has said a polite word for an elderly person is senior citizen. Yeah, I agree with that. But elderly is not an impolite word. In fact, elderly is probably more polite than old. So you have old, more polite, elderly, more polite, a senior citizen. Someone's saying, can I say I have a big stomach? You can. You could. It's better to say a fat tummy, or a belly. If you have a fat tummy, you can simply say, I have a belly. I have a belly. You might hear someone say, he has a belly on him. He has a belly on him. Or she has a belly. I don't want to show my belly. I like that word, belly. It sounds silly. Amanda, is a youngster a child? Yes, a youngster is a young person.
She has a belly. I don't want to show my belly.
I can't say your name. Entasar says, he knows grammar inside out means he is very good at grammar. Yes. So Michael is a English teacher. He's also a native. He's very, very good. And so if someone knows something inside out, they know it very well. Caleb is asking, why didn't I attend to the live Q&A on English like a native? It's because I'm here with you guys. I didn't expect this session to go on as long as it has. But I did not want to leave you hanging. Michael's doing very well over there. Mafas is saying, answer please. What was your original question? I can't see it. I'm sorry, if I've missed your question, it's not on purpose. I just have a little feed and lots of questions, so some of it gets missed. Wilson is saying, please don't to be spoon feed. I think you mean please don't spoon feed. You don't need to be. And it's very hard, guys, to get the level right. There are some people here who are very basic level English and some people who are really advanced. So I have to keep the pace reasonably slow, and it's hard for me to know what you do know and what you don't know. At the moment there are 87 people watching, so I'm just doing a general chat. I don't mean to patronize or spoon feed. I'm just trying to make it good for everybody. When do we use the form let's? Argentina. When do we use the form let's? Do you mean instead of let us? You can always shorten down, abbreviate. So if you say it is, it's, let us, let's, you can do that anytime.
You can always shorten down, abbreviate. So if you say it is, it's, let us, let's, you can do that anytime.
If someone has long teeth, what do you call him or her? There's not really a word to describe someone with long teeth. Although, if someone has very prominent front teeth, if their teeth stick out like this, then you could say they have buck teeth. So they might be buck-toothed. Buck-toothed is what you'd say, a buck-toothed teenager. So buck-toothed. It's a mouthful. Oh, a hook nose, that's a good one. So if someone has a nose that comes around, you call it a crooked nose or a hook nose. Chocolate, you're asking, what is a polite word when someone is being a cunt? If you've seen my swear word video, Chocolate, then you'll know I don't like that word at all. The polite thing, if someone is being a cunt, the polite thing is not to give them a word at all. Or you could say they're being a difficult person, they're being a nasty person. But if you don't mind, I'm just going to remove that comment, Chocolate, because I don't like seeing it. I don't like other people seeing it. There might be people here who are very young, and so I've just removed it, okay? Okay. Jay Deng has said, if you say an old person is in their advancing years, is it offensive? No, I guess not. But don't say it to the old person. They don't want to be reminded. They already know that they're old, so I wouldn't say to an old person, you're in your advancing years. Unless I was a doctor and I was discussing something with them about their health that was age-related. I don't know. Okay, I am going to wrap up. I want to join your WhatsApp group, but I don't know how. Mafas says, I want to join your WhatsApp group, but I don't know how. Just a quick reminder, if you want to join my WhatsApp group, then you have to be a gold member. And you become a gold member by visiting englishlikeanative.me and signing up there. There's a number of membership options. One of them is free, and the others are gold membership options, which you have to pay for. It's not very expensive, but it means you get me every day on WhatsApp, and you get a live 10-minute Skype call every week with a native speaker to practice your conversation. Okay, I'm going to go now. Okay. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry for the chap who was being very rude. I have removed him and blocked him, so he won't be back again. And I hope you found that helpful otherwise. I'm sorry if it was a bit too long. I'll try not to waffle on too long in the future. What I want to try and do is come on and do a live session 3 times a week. So I want to do a live session on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Fridays. I will play around with the times because I know for some people this is too late. So perhaps on Wednesday I will do one earlier in the afternoon, a few hours earlier, and maybe on Monday when I get into a routine I will try and do a midday, a much earlier one, and then on Fridays I'll do one around this time probably. But let me know if you've enjoyed it. Please share any of the videos you find helpful with your friends. The bigger this channel is, the more helpful it is for me because YouTube give me more support and it's easier for me to understand what's working, what you like and what you don't like. So the more you share and comment and tell me your thoughts, the more I can help you. Okay? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, guys. Come and join me. I'm doing a video every day on Instagram, just a little tidbit. A tidbit is a very small, tasty little bit of information. Okay, so join me on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook on a regular basis, so join me there too. The links are all in the description box below. And I will see you all very soon. Okay, take care. Good night. Have a good weekend. And goodbye.